things I really wanted to decorate the house with at Christmas this year was cotton. I didn't want to buy some, so instead I decided to try and make stuff just with what I had at home. The most obvious thing to use was cotton, but then after that I needed some thread and an embroidery needle, though to be fair, any needle will do, but the thinner the easier it is to push it through the cotton ball. You're going to thread that. You can either double thread it or just have it as a single thread. I had two different methods that I wanted to try, one with a smaller cotton ball and one with a larger cotton ball. I'll be showing you both so you can decide which one you prefer the look of and want to replicate. To make the centre of the cotton flower, I'm going to be using some maple leaves. You just want to snap off the wing part, and I am going to be doing another DIY tutorial with this soon, showing how to make some angel wings for a Christmas tree decoration using maple leaves, but for today I'm just going to be using the base of the seed and then pushing the needle through. You can use a different needle like this one here, which is a leatherwork needle if you find that a bit easier, but normally if you've picked the maple leaf just from outside and it's still not too dry, it's very easy just to put a hole through it with an embroidery needle. You just want to take that through the middle of the cotton ball, and then what you're going to do is you're going to stitch round in 4 corners so that you have a loop going round in a square shape almost. Pull that very, very lightly so it pulls the edges of the corner, the edges of the cotton in, and then tie it up at the back. And then to make the little leaves, you're going to use actual leaves. The ones that I have aren't quite the right colour. If I was going for accuracy, I would go for something which is a little bit browner, but I really like this slightly dark red burgundy colour on these leaves. So I'm going to do that instead. I know it's not entirely accurate, but I do like the look of it, and it's very, very simple to do. You just want to stitch this onto the back of the cotton. One thing you want to try and avoid is using leaves which are too dry, so if you can, try and pick them fresh off the branch, or try and get them while they're in that in-between stage and they're not fully dried, because when they're fully dried they can crack when you sew them and it makes it a little bit harder to sew through them neatly. So try and avoid that, but obviously if you can't do that and you still can't sew through them, then another thing you could do is you could just glue them onto the bottom. That would work as well. Once I've finished attaching the leaves, I just want to poke around at the cotton to try and loosen it up, or you could leave it how it is, and this is a smaller cotton plant done. Making the larger cotton flower is pretty much the same thing, except I'm going to be using 4 cotton balls and I'm not going to be using that thread to bring in the edges. Then I'm going to take another end of the maple leaf seed, sew that down, and then sew the leaves at the back. And that's pretty much all there is to it. It's very, very simple, almost too simple, but since I did want to feature this in future DIYs, I thought I should cover it just in case. If you like my content and want to follow me on Patreon, that's where you can find my early content, extra content, and see the thought process behind things like my books, cover designs, videos, and artwork. You can also find me on Instagram, but the best place to follow me and make sure that all my new content is sent directly to you is through my website and the mailing list. On the top right hand corner, you put your name, the email you want your new content to be sent to, and that's it. You're done.